Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Man, I'm actually starting to get used to saying Days of Our Lives fans. So it's Friday, as you know, Flashback Friday. Um, so this episode was in line with all the other episodes throughout the week, which was the Nurse's Ball. And here's the thing: this one was actually a little special. Or at least I thought it was a little special because, well, this was kind of a blast from the past. Blast from the past. They had Courtney on there. They did a bunch of performances. I know there was something along the lines of Jake Doe at the time, or they actually called him Jason. And Elizabeth was standing during the nurse's ball, whatever. She was like standing there. I guess she was gonna say something and involve Jason, and she kind of froze and she hesitated, and I don't think she said what she was gonna say. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really want to watch Nurse's Ball. I know some people like those episodes, but I'm not gonna lie, I find them to be very, very, very awkward. Whenever you start singing and stuff like that out of nowhere, I'm pretty sure that they probably know how to sing in real life and stuff, but whenever I see them doing something that's just, I feel it's out of character, it's just weird. It's just weird. I'm gonna go off on a little tangent for a minute. I know that Steve Burnson, I think that's his name. Steve and I don't remember the guy that plays the Damien. I don't remember his actual name, but pretty much Jason and Steve and Steve and Brad have a show, and they have this one show called 7 Questions with Steve and Brad. And in these questions, they'll ask like a famous, well, they ask another soap opera star or whatever. It's just weird whenever you see them. Like whenever they are not their actual characters, I feel like they go out of their way to distance themselves as far away from their characters as possible. And when they do that, it's just weird. And sometimes I feel like they go over the top. I really do. I really feel like they go over the top. Especially Steve. It's definitely Steve Burnson. Or Steve B. or Burnt. I feel like he goes over the top because you know how Jason is very like somber. He's very like quiet. He doesn't really talk a lot, and when he does, it's important or whatever. But he's more the stoic kind of character. So when he's not playing that, it's like he just goes completely fucking right. Well, I was gonna say completely left, but like it's just weird. So yeah, I didn't really watch the Nurse's Ball. And even when they do actually have them, I just usually fast forward through the performances. But this one was interesting because again they had Courtney come back, and they had Courtney talking to Spencer, and I guess Courtney felt that Spencer needed him at the time. He was going through a lot with the whole scar or whatever. He didn't really know how his face was gonna look, and here's the thing. I am not Spencer's biggest fan, especially the little version. I don't know if they changed actors or whatever, but like I never liked him as a kid at all. I felt like he was spoiled. I felt like he was entitled, and I felt like he was just annoying to sit there and watch. And I know that a lot of women would sit there and, oh, he's so cute and everything like that, and then people would sit there and say, well, he was grown up with privilege and money and stuff like that, so that's just how he is. And I get it. I completely understand now. I get that he grew up being rich and privileged and everything. Doesn't mean I actually have to sit there and like his scenes. And there was one point where he was talking about how because of the burns and everything like that, Cameron stole his girlfriend, and he wasn't really too happy about it. I guess Emma at the time was his girlfriend, and he wasn't upset about it. And basically, he was meant to say, "Oh well, Cameron's nothing but a townie, and he's nothing, and I come from royal blood." And I was like, "Wow, kid, really?" I'm just sitting there thinking, how is anybody actually still watching this scene? But okay, sure, whatever. And then Courtney was like, well, listen, if you consider that to be important and you consider to be a townie as somebody that comes, is low class and, like come from a lower family and no money and stuff like that, then I'm a townie. And then, of course, that changed his opinion. And I don't remember watching the rest, but I'm pretty sure Courtney helped him out and basically convinced him that, listen, just because you have money and stuff like that, I honestly tell you the truth, I don't even know. But she was sitting there talking about the scar on his face, and Spencer was like, I don't know how bad it looks, and it could be hideous, and I'm just so afraid to look at it or whatever. And he does eventually look at it, and honestly, tell you the truth, it's like a cat bit him on a cheek or something. And then Spencer was like, I'm very lucky and stuff like that. Some of the kids had it a lot worse, and I guess he learned some sort of valuable lesson because Courtney was like, well, beauty is not about, beauty is not about the outer layer, it's about the inner layer. And I was like, well, that's true to a point. I mean, seriously, she gave him the whole speech about how beauty comes from the inside and doesn't come from the outside, and it's important how you're on the inside more than it's important how you're on the outside. And I was like, well, that's somewhat true. I never liked those speeches. I mean, I get it that she did it because he was like 5 or 8, and he's not gonna really understand the gravity of reality, as an adult. So he needed to hear that, and of course he hugged his mother, whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a part of me, as much as I did not like that kid, it was a part of me that was a little kind of sad about the scene a little bit because he basically was like, I always wondered what you looked like and stuff like that. Like I always try to pitch you, and I've never, I always kind of imagined what you would be like. And I gotta tell you, that was probably a little heartbreaking to grow up and wondering how your mother or your father was. It's just heartbreaking in itself, to always have those questions and be sad because you can't talk to them, you don't know what they're like, and just, yeah, it's just heartbreaking. So I'm not gonna lie, I was like, man, I really don't like you, but I actually kind of feel sorry for you. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of heartbreaking. So, yeah, that was pretty much the flashback, flashback Friday. It was another nurses ball performance. Wow, Laura Wright has been on there for a while. Actually, to tell you the truth, which gets to my true flashback Friday. This is, well, I think I talked about it a little bit before, but when Jerry Jacks came into the Metro Court and took hostage, took everyone hostage, that was just a great saga. Probably my second favorite besides the when he took Port Charles hostage by contaminating the water. But this is a great episode, and it goes in pieces. There's part 1, I think it goes to like 5 or 8 or something like that. So I mean, definitely watch it. I'm gonna write it down at the comment section below. But my goodness, I mean, Sonny looks so young, and Sam looks young, and Maxie was like, oh my gosh, she's almost like a baby in that in that episode. And like, watch that episode of Maxie then, and then watch her now. Man, she's grown up. But yeah, it's just a great episode. Everyone trying to work together and just staying calm and stuff like that. Also, I think this was a time where Manny, the guy with the tattoos, the Spanish guy that just seems to be in every single gangster movie, like ever. Like whenever they need like and I hate to sit there and say it, but whenever they need like a Latin gangster or whatever, they always call that guy because I'm not gonna lie, he looks intimidating. And the thing is, he's not that big. He's not that like buffed or whatever and big and shit like that. But he just looks like you don't want to f with him. Anyway, he's there in that scene, but he's not playing him. He's not playing the first guy that tried to go after Sonny. He's playing his twin brother that's apparently a priest and is a good guy or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, it's a great scene. I mean, it's a great saga. You have Patrick, you have Robin, Sam, Jason comes in, pretty much plays John McClane, from fucking, Die Hard. I love Jason. Uh, but yeah, and this is the first time that he actually worked with Spinelli. You know, literally, Spinelli spent there giving him like the layout um, of the hotel, and you know, Jason's going there taking out guys or whatever. It's just a great scene. All around, everyone does a great job. Definitely watch it. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I'm actually gonna watch it tonight before I go to bed because it was just that good. And I remember, I think that's when I actually started rewatching it again. Um, let's just sit there and say it was a period that I stopped watching it because, um, yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad or anything like that, but I was kind of going through a breakup at the time, and seeing other people being all lovey-dovey was just not a good time for me. So I stopped watching it for a little bit, and then finally I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let what happened with me and her affect what goes on and what I do with my life. So I started watching it again, and then I saw that, and I was like, I came in at the right time. So yeah, that's gonna be my recommendation for Flashback Friday, and just my um well synopsis of the Flashback Friday that they did. It wasn't bad. I would have skipped the nurses ball part, but the stuff with Courtney and Spencer was actually pretty nice, and it was really good seeing Courtney again because I always sat there and wondered what happened to that actress after that show. Because it kind of sucked. And the sad thing is that I felt like if I remember correctly, I think they actually kind of killed her off screen. Like she was held like captive, like in a basement or whatever. And apparently she was one of the people that didn't get the vaccine when Jerry decided to hold the town hostage. Um, yeah. By the way, actually no. I think I just pretty much answered that question. Jerry Jackson's still alive. Um, I think he's played by Sebastian. Listen, that guy can play the best villain in the world. If he's not playing Jax, he is playing Michael from the originals. But yeah, great episode. But yes, I'm gonna get going because it's late, and I'm so sorry for it coming out so late. But well, it's kind of a hell of a day. Just a long day at work, so I apologize. Um, yeah, that's gonna do it. Have a great weekend because you're probably gonna be watching this tomorrow. So have a great weekend. Be safe, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next Friday flashback. And well, if they don't do Flashback Friday, then I'm gonna do Flashback Friday. And I'm not gonna lie, because it'd probably be easier just for me to recommend my own damn Flashback Friday instead of going by their stuff, because their stuff has been kind of disappointing. Except for today, the Courtney stuff anyway. So be safe, be merry, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next video.